Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken to the fact that self is all there is. So in order to make any valuable moves, you have to get more in tune with self and know how to manipulate yourself. I know a lot of stuff going on in the world right now when it comes to COVID-19, 5G, police brutality, and things. You know, it's just a shift going on. A lot of people are going through physical changes. A lot of people going through mental changes. And it's a big paradigm shift that's taking place right now because of the age of Aquarius. What we have to see is that the age of Aquarius, what one has to see is that the age of Aquarius is about knowing. And it's not just about knowing the truth. It's about actually seeing and experiencing the truth. It's about group consciousness, but it's also about individualism, individual expression, individual creativity, and using that for the group, bettering the group with how much you know as an individual, basically. So once you realize what Aquarius is and what's happening right now, and you see what's going on in the world, you see what's happening and what changes are taking place with the monetary system, with the healthcare system, with agriculture, with technology, how we communicate with one another. And you will begin to see that people are beginning to become more conscious. People are becoming more conscious and aware of self. People are becoming more conscious and aware through these changes of these paradigm shifts of spirituality and religion. Everything is changing. Everything is constantly changing. Because everything is energy. And energy must change from one form to another. It's about what type of changes are taking place and how you deal with those changes, how you respond to those changes. We got to remember that it's not about what happens to us. It's about how we respond, because when you respond differently to what happens to you, then you change the outcome of what continues to happen. So I am here to actually give you a solution to all of these issues, any issue that you might see in the upcoming New World Order. I'm here to tell you that this is for you, not against you. I'm here to tell you that this is all for you, not against you, reflection. It's all for you, not against you. As long as you keep a healthy perspective, then you will be able to get through it. Then you might ask, well, what is that healthy perspective? The healthy perspective is that it's for you, not against you. How's it for me? How's all this happening? The police killing, and the 5G and fake virus, people talking about chips, and the monetary system breaking down. They trying to get everybody to be on one thing and have chips in their body and stuff like that. 5G giving off radiation. These are signs and symbols. This is what you have to remember, reflection. This is what you got to remember, God. Everything that's happening in reality is a symbolic. Everything that's happening in this realm that you perceive, that you experience, is a symbol of your own mind. It's a symbol of something that's happening in your own mind. How you're thinking. Different ways that you could think. The possibilities of how you think. So, when you see all this stuff going on, you have to look at it like this. Where are we naturally supposed to be? How are we naturally supposed to be thinking? You talk about police brutality, the George Floyd situation, all this other stuff that's going on in the world. Not the first time this stuff that happened. Every time this stuff's happened, people get riled up, do crazy protests, damaging stuff, want to arm militias, and all types of stuff like that. But people never think about going back to their natural environment. People never think about, dang, am I really supposed to be here? They never think, dang, am I really supposed to be here? All this stuff happening. Oh, okay, 5G. Oh, you think 5G killing you? Okay, if you think 5G killing you, why are you around it? It's as simple as this, okay? Simple thinking. It's as simple as this. If you're constantly stepping on a thumbtack on the floor, on your foot, are you gonna let it stay in your foot? Are you gonna keep on stepping on that same thumbtack? Are you gonna set that thumbtack right down right in the exact spot? Or put it on the floor at all, right back where it was gonna go? Just so somebody can step on it, or you can possibly step on it again? No. Soon as you get hurt by that stepping on the thumbtack, you're gonna be like, this don't need to be here. You're gonna put the thumbtack where it's supposed to go. And you're gonna go on about your business. You're gonna be like, yes, I'm glad I put that thumbtack up, so I won't have to go through this pain no more, because you learn through pain and suffering of feeling that piece of suffering, that pain. You learn, okay, that hurts. That's not something I'm supposed to be feeling right now. Or it is actually something I was supposed to feel at that time, for me to realize that there's something better I could be feeling, that there's something better I could be doing. This is the type of thinking. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as you see a spider. You get bit by a spider. Oh, okay. I don't need to be around spiders like that. I know that they got their own environment. I need to be in my own environment. It's as simple as that. This reality right now, this paradigm shift that's taking place, is teaching others to govern themselves. Stop thinking, okay, all this stuff's fucked up in this system, but I gotta stay in it. No, you don't. You don't have to stay in this system. You don't have to stay in the system of a government that is not aligning you with your natural environment. It is not teaching you objective facts. It is not diligently going, house to house and teaching people about themselves, true divine knowledge of self. Teaching you astrology, biology / epigenetics, quantum physics, melanin, and grounding. This is not like a tribe setting. This is not a tribe setting. This is not our true culture. This is not our true culture. The stuff that's happening right now is not our true. Is not our true culture. It's leading us. It's precursors. This is symbolic cursors that help us realize things about ourselves, so that we can get more in tune with who we actually are, and get to that place, to where we can be in that heaven state, to that heaven-like state. But in order for us to get there, you first have to be in a heaven-like state in your mind. You first have to think, okay, all of this is happening. If there's a God, people losing faith in God and stuff like that. Don't lose your faith. Expand your faith. Don't lose your ego. Or you can lose your ego, but expand your ego. Grow your ego. Get a better ego. You see what I'm saying? Expand it. Don't use your faith in God. Gain so much faith in God that you know that you are one with God, and can't nothing stop you. You got to see everything is happening for the good. Everything is happening for betterment. Everything is happening for grace. This war is taking place so there can be peace. War is taking place so there can be peace. And peace is taking place so that there can be a balance. You have to make peace here to make peace here. You have to make war with your demons in order to have peace. You have to bond. You have to study yourself, know your angels, and overcome your demons in order to keep balance. It's this constant duality, this constant polarity shift that's always happening within the cycles of consciousness of yourself, of self. All you need to do, stop watching the news. Stop watching news all day, every day, because it's false media. It's false media. It's false subconscious programming. It's not programming you to anything objective. It's programming you to some subjective predicated upon the government that you're living in. So that's why a lot of you are still staying in that same government. That's why a lot of you still staying in that same government, because you're constantly getting bombarded with these programs that's telling you this is what your reality is. This is what your reality is. This is what your reality is. And it's keeping you in the same place. But I'm here to tell you today that you have the ability to change your time and space, to change the time and space that you're in. You have the ability to time travel. You have the ability to space travel. You have the ability to change your environment, to subconsciously program yourself. Anarchy is the way. And I'm not saying go out there and just fuck everything up. Like, yeah, I can do what the fuck I want to do. I'm saying take that same energy of doing what the fuck you want to do. Take that same energy of doing what the fuck you want to do. Whatever you want to do. And use it for something positive. Use it for something righteous, like moving to your natural environment and building your own, governing yourself. Anarchy is nothing but self-government, and is government of self without imposing your stipulations upon other governments. It's actually saying, okay, y'all have your own government, I'm finna go build mine. That's all anarchy is. It's nothing chaotic, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing supremely chaotic, or, you know what I'm saying, just devastating or bad. It's something that we have as a right, as a human right, as a divine right, as us being beings, human beings. As a human male, I have the divine right to build through the information that I know, I study, and I apply through scientific exploration, build my own society. Get out of the boxes. Get out of these lower paradigms of thinking. Get out of the lower. You fighting against yourself. You're not fighting against. You're fighting against the system within you. You're fighting against subconscious programs that are within you. You see police killing, quote unquote, black people, more melanated beings. It's because more melanated beings. This is not our melanated beings' world. Okay. Technically speaking, the whole planet belongs to us, and the cancer cells or the lower self beings that's doing the things they're doing is a self-destructive thing. They're losing power through this paradigm shift. They're losing power anyway. So you don't have to fight against it. You don't have to protest. You don't have to do any of that. You just leave it. Build your own. Start from scratch. Like, and don't worry about what you're going to need. Don't worry about it. Now, I'm not saying don't think about it, but don't worry about it. Don't stress. Don't overly stress yourself about what you need, because as soon as you start focusing on building your own as a man, building your own as a God, building your own, everything that you need is going to start coming to you. The more faith, the more belief, the more focus you put into being your best version, the more the best things will come to you at the exact time that they're supposed to, for you to use them exactly when they're supposed to be used, for you to build what you thinking of building. So don't worry too much about anything. Don't overly stress. It's all about thought and focus. It's all about your mind and focus. And you got to start seeing your reality symbolically. Start your own anarchy. Yes, it is time. This time is now. Anarchy, anarchy, anarchy. Real anarchy. Look up the definition of anarchy. Apply it to your life from a positive perspective. You know, all things lead to the source, man. All paths eventually lead to the source. But you want to tread your own path, and you want to tread a path that simultaneously you want to tread a path that is a healthy perspective based in objective facts. Okay? That's what you want to do. Of course, everyone is going to have their own different perspective, their own subjective spin on stuff. But there's always going to be people that align with or have a similar perspective to you that you can bond with and that will help you on your mission. So what I suggest for you to do in this time, in this breathtaking, in this time of constant reparation, of constant repairing of our minds and healing these generational curses, breaking these generational curses, when we're triggered and we're going through all of this stuff, when we're triggered by what we see on online, we triggered by what we see in our daily life. We triggered by the relationships we get in. We triggered by the lifestyle that we want to conform to, but we're so subconsciously programmed to all this other stuff around us that it makes it difficult for us to change. This is what I'm gonna tell you to do. Subconsciously program yourself. Start today. Isolate yourself. When I say isolate, I don't mean just lock yourself in a room. I'm saying isolate, meaning get away from other beings for a long time, for 30 to 90 days approximately. It might be a little bit less or a little bit more. 30 to 90 days, and only program yourself with the knowledge that will help you, that is beneficial for you. The sciences of carbonation, astrology, biology, epigenetics, quantum physics, melanin and grounding, the hermetic principles, the truth of nature is 7, the hermetic principles. You know what I'm saying? Just look up the hermetic principles. The MODs, the 3 C's, the laws of Mayat, all these higher morals and principles, these things that elevate your perception. These are things that will get you out of the paradigm of thinking that you have to stay in a system that is not beneficial for you. And it will begin to allow you, or it begin to help you attract and manifest routes outside of their system, routes to get out of their system, ways to get out of their system and live in prosperity, in tune with divine knowledge, in tune with Maya, in tune with divine knowledge of self, in tune with your natural environment, how you're supposed to live, how you're actually live in union, how you're actually supposed to live in union with your own universe, in communion, constant communion with higher level states of thinking, in constant communion with God, true divinity, yourself. Anarchy, anarchy, anarchy. That's all we need to be thinking about. Anarchy. And I'm talking about literal anarchy. I'm not talking about perceptual or subjective anarchy where people think you just going around killing, you know what I'm saying, killing fuckers, killing motherfuckers, throwing what they call Mazel-Tovs, burning shit up. Hell no, I'm not talking about that. Rebel against yourself. Because all of this you're seeing is yourself. Everything that you're seeing that's happening online, on news, anywhere, anything period, throughout your whole daily life, is you. It's you. And there's nothing else, there's nothing to change but you. As soon as you change, your reality changes. Period. That's how everything works. All is mental. That's the first hermetic principle. Do not worry, man. Stop worrying about other motherfuckers. Isolate yourself, subconsciously program yourself, build your own government. Govern yourself. But you got to first know yourself. To do that, you must study your astrology. Get your natal chart. Study your astrology because that connects to your biology. That's as above, so below. The stars are above, the earth is below. Your biology is your genes, your genetics. So get your natal chart. Your natal chart is basically a list of your genes. So get that, study yourself, know who you are, isolate yourself, study yourself, ground, get in tune with nature, man. Get in tune with nature, get in tune with quantum physics, see how all the possibilities of everything that's happening is you, man. And it's just based off your perception, it's based off what you think, and it controls your biology and your astrology. You know what I'm saying? Your perception is what's controlling how everything is being expressed, how everything is being perceived to you. That's why it's called perception, because you're perceiving it a certain way. You can change your perception at any time. Anarchy. Rebel. The age of Aquarius is about rebelling as well. The age of Aquarius is about rebelling. But this isn't just a physical rebellion. People that know what's going on, like me, and whoever listens to me during this broadcast, whoever listens to me through this broadcast, they know that everything is mental, and they know that this age is about rebelling against lower self thoughts. When you rebel against lower self thoughts, you have to automatically push through the law of polarity, which is a hermetic principle, into the higher self. I am Jah Mashak, and I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. And I say today that, hey, all this stuff that's happening in the world, it's just gonna make people more conscious of what we're supposed to be doing, of what we need to be doing anyway. All the stuff, all the bad things that's happening in the world. I'm talking about anything that you could think of. People getting enslaved, children being kidnapped, all this, everything, anything evil is for the righteous. The Bible, the sacred texts will tell you that, all the different sacred texts, not just the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I don't just quote anything. I say sacred text because everything is written. You know what I'm saying? All of this has been written. But all of this has been written. It's natural law. Study the hermetic principles, like I said, it's natural law. Everything that's happening that's evil as hell, it's for your betterment. It's for you to realize something about yourself so you can make a difference, so you can make a change. That's Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness changes sin into salvation. Christ consciousness dies so that the chosen can be saved. Christ consciousness dies. Christ consciousness transforms. Death is nothing but transformation. Christ consciousness transforms. So you constantly transforming your mind into higher perspectives, into healthier perspectives. Constantly. You constantly looking from the healthiest perspective. Changing all of the sin that you see into salvation, pushing you into righteousness, pushing you into betterment every single day, more growth through this simulation that we call the universe, that we call the matrix. You know what I'm saying? That we call experience and reality, life. At the end of this life cycle, at the end of everything, when it all comes down to it, we're going to go exactly where we're supposed to go. I'm speaking that into existence right now because it's already going to happen. I'm speaking to myself too. So all there is me. I know I'm going to see it very, very soon. I'm finna see my heaven on earth. As above, so below. I love myself. Share the video. Peace to the gods. Here. I throw it in there. I love myself.